Okay, I'm going to, I had a chance to work on your design a bit, and I've got, on the left side of my screen, I've got the video I took of your kitchen as it exists today, and then on the right side is the proposed kitchen design. So I want to run through this part and highlight some differences. The cabinet here, cabinet I have right here, the width of this cabinet is certainly not as wide as this cabinet here, and I don't have the countertop going all the way to the end of the wall like you have over here, because we like to keep 36 inches of space here, distance to the corner. I'm sure you have something less than that from this edge over. The radius here on the countertop certainly helps. The other difference too is you've got a base cabinet with 2 drawers and 2 doors over here. I've got a bank of drawers here. The reason why I like to have a bank of drawers next to a dishwasher, because it allows me to put all my knives and forks there. This cabinet also is not as wide as this cabinet over here. This cabinet here is looking like a 30-inch wide. This over here is an 18-inch wide. Again, to allow you for more space between this corner and the beginning and then the start of this countertop. If you'd like to change it back so it's like this over here on the left, then we can do that. I'm just concerned about Mr. Building Inspector is all. Dishwasher to the left of the stove, the left of the sink, excuse me. We'll run this a little further, which isn't any different than you have today. Let's run it back a little bit so we can see what we have down the line. Okay, it's a little blurry, but I can make it out. This cabinet here is your pull-out trash. Then again, I like drawers near the stove. This would be where all your spatulas and things like that go. If you want to change this cabinet to a cabinet with a drawer and a door like you have here, then we can certainly do that. This cabinet here is 21 inches wide. This double pull-out trash needs to be 18 inches wide. Depending on what sink you pick out, this cabinet at the moment is 36 inches wide. Then in the corner we have a Lazy Susan. Right in your corner, you have a blind corner cabinet. You're going to enjoy the Lazy Susan far more than a blind corner cabinet. Let's move the video further a little more. The upper cabinets haven't changed. This is a 24-inch wide cabinet. That's probably similar to what you have there. I don't like to go, this cabinet here probably goes tight to the window molding. I don't like to go real tight to the window molding. There's probably about a 2 to 2.5 inch wall reveal right here before it hits the trim of the window. Then it's kind of hard to see. It's a little dark, but this is a diagonal wall cabinet, just like what I have here in the proposed design. And we have I'll back it up just a little bit more. Then we have the stove. I've moved the stove, I believe I've moved it this way 2 inches, not much. So the stove is generally where it is today. Again, I've got the Lazy Susan. This has got two trays that are shaped like this. And they're on an independent shelf and they spin around. I'm going to show you a video of what that looks like. Next to the stove, I've got a place where you can put cookie sheets stored on a vertical. A lot of folks like that feature, having there's cookie sheets near the stove. Then we have the microwave over the stove, of course. We'll skip over to the island real quick. The island, we have two cabinets. These are 40.5 inches tall. So something different than what you have today. You just have doors here. I've got a drawer, two doors, and then two roll-out trays behind these two cabinets. These two cabinets are identical in size and features. I know you wanted to possibly have a chair on this side, and we can do that. Each one of these cabinets is 36 inches wide. So what I would do is end up making these 30 inches wide to accommodate for a 12-inch overhang here. All you have to do is say the word and I'll take care of that. Let's go through your video a little more. Okay, let's look at the desk real quick. So the desk, you obviously, I can see that you have a cabinet on one side of the desk, the right side. The cabinet on the left looks like the cabinet on the left is taller or higher than the one on the right here, so the desk drops down. I've got this whole desk dropping down and just a cabinet on the left and a panel on the right, allowing us to hold up the countertop. And you can see the wall cabinet here. I've got cubby holes for mail and storage above the cubby holes, and a second cabinet to the left of the cubby holes. Looks like you don't have a drawer underneath the underneath this area here. You don't have a desk drawer underneath this area. I don't either. I don't have a desk drawer either underneath there. It's kind of too shallow. It's the space here from the floor to the bottom of the countertop is not great enough to really have a drawer below the countertop surface where you have your seating. And you see what's above. You don't have the cubby holes for the letters, so I can get rid of those if you want. But I thought that would be nice to put to organize things. Then you just you don't have any panels on either side of the refrigerator. I have panels on either side of the refrigerator. I just think it looks better, and makes this cabinet makes the refrigerator look more built in, particularly if you're doing a counter depth refrigerator. I don't think I've ever done a counter depth refrigerator where I haven't put panels on either side and a refrigerator wall cabinet above that is not quite but close to flush to the carcass of the cabinet or the carcass of the refrigerator. Your cabinet over the refrigerator is pretty much useless because you can't reach it. It's too far back, in my opinion. I never hardly do this, but if you want that, you can have it. So we can make the change of design there. Just run through your video a little bit more. Okay, this is to the right of your stove. I have a cabinet that's similar to the right of your stove. Except for you have two drawers. I have one long big drawer, which allows for more storage space. And then behind these two doors is roll-out trays. You have this piece of wood, this mullion in the way. They call that a mullion, or a stile, or a rail actually. I don't have that, so when you open up the doors, it's all clear inside, so it's a heck of a lot better cabinet. Then to the left of your refrigerator has something very similar to what you have today. These tall storage cabinets. These are 15 inches deep. And the cabinets go to the ceiling, or at least the crown molding goes to the ceiling. Cabinets don't quite reach the ceiling, but everything will look like it's going to the ceiling. You have a larger soffit in your ceiling. And we're back to the beginning of the video again. But you can see how large your soffit is. Important detail. I don't have the soffit going over the window like you have here. If you want that, we can do that. The other part of it too is looking at this cabinet, you have a 30-inch tall cabinet. I have 33-inch uppers. Gives you a little bit more storage space and narrows down the size of this rather chunky soffit. I think I can do that without too much trouble. The molding I have is, the crown molding there is a traditional looking crown molding that's 1 7/8 inches tall. So that is the basic idea of the plan at this point. I think there might not be, well, I mean, you might want some changes, and I certainly will welcome your changes. Probably the best way to communicate them is, you can call me on the phone or by email.